For a brief moment in history, one company didn't just dominate the mobile phone industry. It defined it. Before smartphones ruled our lives, before Apple and Android fought for control of the world, there was one name on almost every pocket, every desk, every hand. Nokia. At its peak, Nokia controlled over 40% of the global mobile phone market. It was more powerful than Apple, bigger than Samsung, and more influential than Google in mobile technology. And then, it collapsed. Not slowly, not peacefully, but shockingly fast. This is the financial and strategic story of how Nokia rose to the top of the world, and how it lost everything. Nokia's story doesn't begin with phones. It begins in 1865, in Finland, as a simple paper mill. Over the next century, Nokia reinvented itself repeatedly, moving into rubber products, cables, consumer electronics, and eventually telecommunications. This constant reinvention became part of its corporate DNA. By the late 1980s and early 1990s, Nokia made one of the boldest decisions in European corporate history. It would abandon most of its legacy businesses and focus almost entirely on mobile communication. That decision changed everything. In the 1990s, mobile phones were expensive, bulky, and unreliable. But Nokia focused on what truly mattered to users: durability, battery life, and ease of use. Phones like the Nokia 3310 weren't designed to impress, they were designed to last. They survived drops, extreme temperatures, and years of daily use. People didn't just buy Nokia phones. They trusted them. By the early 2000s, Nokia wasn't merely a manufacturer. It had become the backbone of the global mobile revolution. Financially, the company was unstoppable. Nokia became one of the most valuable corporations in Europe. At one point, it represented nearly 4% of Finland's entire GDP. Entire supply chains, universities, and government strategies depended on its success. Inside Nokia, success turned into confidence. Confidence turned into certainty. And certainty turned into blindness. Executives believed Nokia had already won the mobile phone war. Then, in 2007, Apple unveiled the iPhone. To Nokia, it didn't look dangerous. It lacked a physical keyboard. It was expensive. It seemed fragile. Many executives believed it was a luxury gadget, not a mass-market threat. But Apple wasn't competing on features. It was changing expectations. The iPhone transformed the phone into a computer. Touchscreens, intuitive software, and an app ecosystem redefined what a phone could be. Nokia, meanwhile, was trapped by its own success. Its operating system, Symbian, powered hundreds of millions of devices. But it was complex, fragmented, and increasingly outdated. Developers struggled to build apps for it. Users felt the friction. Internally, Nokia knew there was a problem. Engineers warned leadership. But massive organizations move slowly. Replacing Symbian meant admitting that years of investment had been a mistake. And admitting mistakes is one of the hardest things for a dominant company to do. While Nokia debated, Apple executed. And Google followed, launching Android, an open platform that manufacturers rushed to adopt. By the time Nokia accepted reality, the market had already moved on. In 2011, Nokia made its final gamble. It partnered with Microsoft and abandoned Symbian entirely, betting its future on Windows Phone. The announcement erased billions in market value almost overnight. Consumers hesitated. Developers ignored the platform. Carriers lost enthusiasm. Windows Phone was innovative in design, but ecosystems win wars, not interfaces. Apple and Android already controlled user habits, app libraries, and developer loyalty. Nokia's sales collapsed. Its market share fell from dominance to irrelevance in just a few years. In 2014, Nokia sold its mobile phone division to Microsoft for $7.2 billion. A company that once defined an era, reduced to a strategic retreat. Microsoft would later write off most of the acquisition, confirming what the market already knew. So what truly killed Nokia? It wasn't arrogance alone. It wasn't poor engineering. It wasn't a lack of resources. It was the inability to move fast while being big. Nokia optimized hardware while the world shifted to software. It protected internal stability instead of embracing disruption. It won yesterday's battle while losing tomorrow's war. Today, Nokia still exists, focused on telecommunications infrastructure and technology licensing. It is profitable, stable, and respected. But the empire is gone. Nokia's story is a lesson written in billions of dollars. In technology, leadership is temporary. Markets don't care about legacy. And no company, no matter how powerful, is immune to change. The only real competitive advantage is the ability to reinvent yourself before you're forced to. So the question isn't why Nokia fell. The real question is, which giant will be next?